welcome to Twin City Talk. Today we're talking with Brian DePaulis from Elevated Catering Company. Welcome.
Hey, we're glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So you deal with food, so tell us a little bit about your catering and what you do.
Yes, food.
Yes, food is definitely something we love around here. So we're a farm-to-table, local catering company that wants to support people around us, support the food industry around us, and also collaborate with the food people around us because we believe in power and collaboration. We don't feel like we're the only ones here that can succeed. We want to succeed with other folks together. And also with farms, we want to kind of put them, give them a highlight because I don't feel like they do. So, we're a finer catering company. We're more of a brand. So we have elevated supper clubs, elevated nutritions that are about to come out, prepared meals, and then other things that we're trying to get involved in. So.
What's some of the funnest foods you've made?
So we just did a harvest fall 6-course stout meal at someone's home. And I don't know, just every dish was just hit on all the notes of fall and the flavors, and it was just so fun, to do. And we did a scallop crudo, which I think I just posted on the Instagram, and then we did a beef dish, and then we also did a pear toast that I poached in maple syrup, and it was just very simple but very elegant, and it was probably my favorite dish that I've made this whole year. And it was just a pear toast with maple syrup and a little Parmesan cheese, and then a red wine reduction over the top, and it was just on sourdough, and it was just amazing. So yeah.
Are there any cool food trends coming up in 2025 that you know of already?
Yeah, so I feel like in the catering world, all the little mini shooters are coming out everywhere. Like we just did over at Furniture Market, we did a loaded baked potato shooter that people went crazy for. And it was just literally mashed potatoes with all the loaded baked potato stuff in it and on top of it. And who wouldn't want that? So I think all the mini stuff is becoming a trend. And then also I feel like mocktails are becoming a really big thing. I think a lot of people are realizing that maybe alcohol doesn't serve them as well as you get older. And
I can attest. I am noticing whenever I drink alcohol now, I start going,
exactly.
And it's sad because I love alcohol, but I'm like, I just,
And then the infused drinks that are happening, which we did an infused supper club that actually was the one we sold out. So I feel like that trend is kind of saying it loudly just in that. So, I think those are kind of the three things that I'm on right now. So,
what areas do you guys serve in the Triad?
So we service the Triad. We're in Kernersville as our kitchen, so we're kind of central location, which I wasn't sure about Kernersville being there. Growing up around here, I was like, Kernersville, really? But now I actually love it because we're 25, 30 minutes from Greensboro, High Point. We can serve Kernersville right there. We're in downtown, and then be in Winston-Salem the same, and then we can be in the mountains in 45 minutes also. So we service the mountains. We do weddings out there. We'll service up to an hour drive one way, and if it's a little more than that, if we can make sense of it, we will.
So you do weddings. Like, what other types of events do you cater?
So we do weddings, corporate events. We just did Furniture Market, and then private home events. We like to showcase our supper club through the private home events, coursed out meals, fine dining, that kind of stuff. And then also we do supper clubs in event spaces to kind of put the collaboration piece on display, and then also put an event space on display in a finer way so people can actually look around and see the space versus just going to a wedding going, I don't remember the food, I don't remember the space. Where were we again? Kind of thing. So that's kind of what we host with that. And then, and then just all the other normal stuff.
Are you from this area?
I am. I was born and raised in the south side of Winston-Salem. And that was kind of like where the name kind of came about. Elevated is what I wanted to do to the food scene here in my hometown. I feel like we struggle sometimes in that area, and we can make it better. And I think challenging each other, collaborating with each other helps that to happen. Because if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not growing. And we want to kind of make people uncomfortable in the right way with what we're doing to hopefully maybe bring people up or elevate that. And then also, just wanting to, celebrate what God did in my life too and elevated me to have this business and things like that. So, but yes, I am a hometown boy, and we want to bring something to the table that our hometown can be proud of and also that we can be proud of.
So what do you love about Winston?
I love that they are supporters of small business, which is what we are. And I feel like there's a platform here for small business, and I feel like there's also a platform here that people want to see some creative vision for food. I feel like people want that experience at their home, in their event space, or just something fun and different. So I feel like this was a perfect place that is kind of hungry for that. Maybe doesn't have that quite yet, but we're hopefully bringing that to the table. So,
tell us about your team.
Absolutely, Tim. I think I would. Well, my one guy, you might know him, Trey, your son.
Yes.
He's been with me for about 5 years now, and he's been with me since the very beginning. And whether he knows that or not, but I'll make it public now. I'm making this business around him, but I think he knows that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's taking that serious.
Very serious, and he's my lead. I saw him, like we were just sharing, I saw him arrive during furniture market. And then we have 2 other guys, Kevin and Anthony I just added to also. And then we have a great full service. We got bartenders and servers as well when we need those for those events. And I couldn't be more grateful for where this is going and the team that I have. I trust all of them like I would with my life. I would let them over in my home. Which says a lot, and they've become family. They're not really. I don't feel like I go to work, so it's really great.
You hang out with your boys.
I do. That's what my wife says all the time. I think she gets a little mad about that sometimes, but she's like, "Oh, you're going to hang out with your workers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the fam's about to happen." So yep.
What's been something that's the most challenging of starting up this business?
I'm going to be really transparent and honest right now. Some of the businesses that we've worked with, I think you got to come to the truth of the matter so you can get better. And sometimes I don't think it's intentional, but some of the business that we've partnered or tried to partner with or tried to work with, they were found out to not really be for small business, and I was trying to take advantage of that and thinking that maybe I was a new business owner and then that maybe they could get their way with that. And I've been in business for almost 30 years, running other people's businesses and stuff like that. So I was a little disappointed in that. Some of the bigger names that I thought would be for us, but not. So that made it a little more challenging because I felt like that wasn't supposed to be part of the challenge, but it was, and hopefully we can all grow past that and grow in that. That, and then just learning how to scale a business. Food is hard. Food is hard. I mean, everyone goes out and buys groceries. They can at least attest to that. Yeah. And buying groceries have almost nearly doubled or tripled in the last few years. And that doesn't make it any different for a business that's doing food. We just got a bigger grocery list. Yeah.
Groceries are crazy expensive.
Oh, man, it's wild. So I think those kind of 2 things, because the one was a curveball and the other one was just, you got to be, when you can't save money on eggs and bread or flour, and that's usually your go-to cheap stuff that you can make out of that, you kind of lose, like, where do I win? So I think we've had to been inventive with that. But yeah, I think other than that, though, business is just hard getting started. You're starting out of the mud, and you just got to get going and find your legs. And I think we're starting to do that now, finally.
Well, Brian, I've known you for a while. Mm-hmm. And I remember when Trey met you was through Providence.
That is correct.
And then you left Providence for other opportunities, and soon after he did too, and
did.
he has followed you. And then when this came along, the Elevated brand, it was Elevated Catering to start off with. What do you call it now?
Well, we just call it Elevated Catering or Elevated. I want people to start to make the connection to the three of Chef Brian DePaulis. It's hard for me because I'm not an arrogant or ego-driven person, but I understand that you have to connect the dots of who the inventor is, and then with the Elevated brand, and then with all the other things that come behind that.
But what I was going to say was I have watched you from the inception of this. I'm sure it was the inception was in your mind well before, but I actually saw the physical inception and watched my son jump into that. But also, I've seen where you started with it and where you've gotten with it.
Yep.
And it's just an amazing transformation. And your supper clubs, I've been at the first one. I was able to be part of that.
You were. We were proud for you to be there.
And it was so good. It was so good. I will say, what was the beef that was sent out?
Oh, the short rib.
Yeah, short rib. My son says,
5-spice short rib.
I made sure you got the biggest piece.
Oh,
I put that to the side and said, "This one's for your dad." He says, "I'll make sure I take care of it." Awesome, thank you.
But it's just the whole transformation from just catering to the supper club, and now I'm very excited about the nutrition part. Can you tell us about the nutrition thing?
Absolutely. So we're partnering with a guy, Jared. He's actually my personal trainer, and he also owns the lab. Giving a shout out to them. If you're trying to get your health goals right and all that, he's the man. He's a nutritionalist. He's a personal trainer. He's a really good guy. And he's got me probably in my best health this last year because of that. But we're partnering with him, and he's gonna have a cut in it. And then he's macroing all these meals out. We're gonna have all the ingredients, all the macros on there and everything. And like I said, this is a farm to table situation to where we're going to start putting local farms on blast with our catering, with everything that we do. And then with that too, even down to like our avocado oil is all we use because there's no impurities in it. If you care about what goes in your body, so do we. So we need to do business together, kind of the deal. And it's going to be called Elevated Nutrition. And that's it. We just want to elevate the nutrition around here. And if that's what your goals are, hopefully you can get on board. And we'll eventually turn it into a subscription. But for now, we're just going to let people try it out. We'll probably have some, deals in the beginning so you can try them, a little less money involved, a little less skin in the game. And then I'm sure you'll be hooked right after. So
if you don't mind me asking, what is the price point for the nutrition meals?
So we're gonna, like the chicken, the cheaper, more balanced prices. We're gonna try to shoot for $12 to $16. And like I was sharing earlier, I went through the averages all of North Carolina, and they were ranging between $9 a meal to $23 a meal. And the $9 meals, you really didn't get a whole lot, and it didn't look very attractive. So we want to try to make these attractive, look good as much as they taste good, and their quality. And we kind of want to hit in between the two prices to kind of get in the middle. So
awesome.
Yep. And we'll probably be on the lookout for them. We're trying to launch them the second week of December.
Okay.
Somewhere in that vicinity to kind of get a soft launch in December and then get them working and all that. And then January really hit them hard because, as everybody's getting healthy and all the things in January. So we want to be ready for that. And we'll probably have a 15% discount or something like that attached to it for the first month or so people can get on them. So
if you need a good hype person, I know one.
Well, we will investigate that for sure.
It sounds great. Yeah, I mean, nutrition is something I think more people are taking serious now and realize they need to.
Yeah, I think it's
focus
like
on
I was sharing with Tim too. Is that like we got a sweet and sour chicken? It's not fried; it's whole chopped chicken. But we're even putting in there a 2-ounce cup of the sweet and sour sauce. And we're trying to show people and teach people, even like the supper clubs, we're trying to teach people what fine dining really is and educate people, but also educate them on the nutrition side too, that you can have a little bit of sweet and sour sauce that's got the sugar and stuff in it, but it's about the quantity of that.
Yeah.
Learning that, like 2 ounces is it. You stop there, and then, don't go 4, 6, and you're drowning the stuff in it. So we can have some fun too, and we can enjoy ourselves and have those comforting foods, but on a healthier scale.
Yeah, it's like the everything in moderation expression.
Absolutely. I think that's everything in life.
Yeah. So I have celiac disease, so eating is always a challenge for me.
Oh, wow.
Because I have to be gluten-free and
And
so
85% of these are going to be gluten-free.
yeah.
So-
More like that's what I was thinking. Like more of the sort of natural stuff, like you're saying, is usually gluten free.
Can I have her gluten, please?
Absolutely. We'll give you a double portion.
There you go.
Coming up.
So what I have to watch for mine is sodium levels.
Okay.
My doctor told me, he said, really, I don't care about the fat. I don't care about, he said, carbs. If you can pull back on the carbs, that's great, but whatever. But my cardiologist told me we got to watch the sodium.
Right.
So,
And that, like I said, we're going to have the nutritionist, Jared. He's going to be on the phones. If you want to talk to him personally, like he's going to be running the phones, taking these kind of over the getting these meals together, and as people order them and stuff like that. But you can call him directly and talk nutrition with him. So no. I'm very minimal with these deals. Like if they want to talk to me, cool, about just food in general, but like talking about the nutrition side and your goals, he can talk to you through those and customize each plan so it meets your needs. Like we're gonna have high protein ones, we're gonna have ones that are low carb, lean, and all that, and we're gonna throw those out there every week, about 5 menu items that you can choose from each week, and you can kind of have one or choose the other, whatever your goals are.
So how can people find out about your company?
So we our website, and we're www.elevatedcateringcompany.com, and then my number is 919-500-2547. You can just call me. I do it all the time. I do all the consultations, all that. So, and then we're on Instagram, Elevated Catering Company. We're on Facebook, Twitter,
All the stuff.
whatever the other one is, TikTok. There you go.
There you go.
TikTok.
Well, thank you for joining us
Yes.
today. This is Twin City Talk. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you. The views and opinions portrayed by guests on this podcast are not necessarily those of the distributors and hosting companies. And if you love this podcast, that's great, but don't think about stealing it. Reach out to us and talk about the content because it is copyrighted.